All right, guys, so this is a big reveal of the surprise I talked about in last video. Oh, sit, Wally. I gotta show you real quick because the dogs are not loving it, so. Rockstar dog, sit down, Wally. He's like, get this. Hey, come here, sit. Hey. Haley's got dreads. And Wally, hey, do you want a treat? Wally's was supposed to be spiky blue hair, but he hates it. Wally, he's got curly blue hair. All right, we're gonna get these off of them, but this was a Rockstar theme. My it's mine. Okay, we'll catch you guys up at the family reunion. So here we are driving. We had about a 2.5 hour drive ahead of us. Here's Haley and Walter. They do really well in the car. We try to make them as comfortable as possible. But yeah, we're headed up to my grandma's family's property. My dad is one of 9 kids, so this family reunion is a massive. There is quite a lot of us. But it's always really fun to catch up with everybody because, you know, we all have our, own lives now, and, as everybody grows, so does the families, and it's just really good to catch up with everybody. I didn't do a super great job of filming while I was here because there was just, too much going on. We were getting caught up with everybody, that we could, and then there was just a lot going on. I will say though, my aunt chose the theme for this. I said this in my last video. The theme was rock and roll, and my dogs were so nervous around a lot of people because they haven't been around this mass amounts of people. So we didn't get their wigs out here, but I will say my aunt did a great job. We had stuff like cornhole, but corn was spelt like the band name, and they had like Plinko 182 and just a lot of fun stuff like that. So we had a great time, and we can't wait to go back next year. I can't wait to see what the theme is next year. But here Walter and Haley are just kind of taking it all in. They did such a good job. I am so proud of them. Being around all the people they did that day, they did a great job. Hey everyone. It is Sunday, and it is 2 days after we irrigate. We irrigate on Fridays, and it takes about a couple days after irrigating, then I can get back in the garden because it's so muddy. And I will put up a couple clips of that irrigation process. We have a giant pipe that runs the length of our garden, and every Friday we let the water down, and we get the water for about 4 hours. We never take that 4 hours all the way because it ends up running off the back of our property and eroding the back of our hillside. But I'll show you what that looks like. It's nice because we only water once a week, and everything gets such a deep watering that it works out just having once a week. And here, after I weeded my onions, they are starting to look much better, some of them. I guess you need to keep the onions weed free for them to be able to produce like they should anyway. So here's a few clips of the water coming down. We have 2 gates we open up. One at the very, very top. My neighbor usually turns that on because he gets the water right before we do. And then we end up just opening up the gate right at his property when we need to take the water. So it flows down through this pipe and then out these waterways that we can open and close depending which rows we want to have water, which ones we don't. And it's a really, really, really good system. We also usually take the time, after we turn on the water, we take the time to go get ice cream sometimes. There's a little ice cream shop just up the road from us called the Wellsville Cone. Here we are on our bikes, just running up there to get a ice cream cone, and then we're just chilling right outside. sitting enjoying our ice cream cone for, you know, 20-minute break before we have to come back and check on our water. So that was the irrigation process, and like I said, the garden gets way too muddy to, I mean, it's still muddy right now, but it's not muddy enough I can't walk on it. So usually it's about Sunday before I can set foot in the garden. So I did end up picking 2 tomatoes that were turning, they were ripening. They weren't 100% ripe yet, but I picked them, what did I pick them, Thursday? I either picked them Thursday night or Friday morning before we watered because I didn't want them to split. And I enjoyed one of those today and it was delicious. I'm gonna enjoy the other one tomorrow. But look at these pumpkins. There's one there, there's one down there, there's one right there, there's one going on right there. So my pumpkins aren't a complete disaster this year. At least I have a couple. Oh, there's some on this one too. There's a little baby pumpkin right there. I think this pumpkin right here I'm showing you is a moringa pumpkin, and they are so cool. They're probably my favorite pumpkin to grow. They look really awesome, super cool. All right, now what I'm gonna do is just do a quick tomato check. Since I had a few tomatoes turning, I just wanna make sure that there's none other ones turning that I'm just not aware of. Here's all my aromas coming on. I'm starting to get a lot of tomatoes, a lot of green tomatoes. These guys are called, what is this tomato? Let me, these tomatoes are called hillbilly tomatoes, and they, unfortunately, they have, I think, a lot of what are like a double bloom, right? Like when a tomato has 2 blooms. I think this tomato is notorious for that. And unfortunately, they split pretty easy. And with us watering once a week, that is one thing I will say is tomatoes that are prone to splitting usually split on me pretty bad because I only get to water once a week. But and this variety, hillbilly, is one that does split pretty bad. So this guy right here is just about as tall as me. And it has a lot of tomatoes on it. Let's see what variety that is. Oh, this is called a brown sugar variety tomato. And I planted two of these plants, I believe, and they're both doing really well. Yeah, guys, I have a lot of tomatoes going on here, but I'm not seeing any turning very ripe. Here's some big guys in here. Let's see if we can. So that right there is a pretty good size tomato. What are these? These are, quick interjection here. I am notorious for just growing as many types of tomatoes as I think I can. I don't know what it is, but I love growing all different varieties. So you'll see me doing, you know, these garden walks that I'll call out like so many different varieties, and it's fun for me to just grow all the varieties. So this guy with the big tomatoes is called, so this guy is called a Pantano Romanesco. I don't know if that's how you say it. These peppers, I don't know if I have any on this guy. Oh, I do. So these peppers I'm pretty excited about. And I might have already covered these, I'm pretty sure, in another video, but I'm pretty excited to try those. They should turn pink when they're ready. This one I think's almost there. I got pretty tomatoes on this. Wonder what variety this guy is. Let's pull these weeds while we're here. The other good thing is after we irrigate, it's much easier to pull these weeds. They come right out. This is gonna be one of, we don't have a tag. What is this tag? Whatever that tomato is. Have zero idea how to pronounce that guy, and I'm not even gonna try. Whatever that tomato is a new variety this year. I've never grown them. So I'm pretty excited. The tomatoes look beautiful. They look stunning. All right, oh, look at this pepper. Look how big that guy is. Oh my gosh, it is
as big as my hand. Let me see what, this is a Lesia pepper, I'm sure. Let me pull a couple of these weeds. Get out of here. Oh man, hold on. Wow, look at this weed was giant anyway. This guy's a Lesia pepper, I'm sure, but I don't know what exact kind. So I did write down all the rows of these tomatoes and peppers, and I have them listed, you know, in sequence of what they are, because somehow I always lose my tags. Like, they always disappear on me. This one I think is just a regular Lesia. I planted regular Lesia peppers and orange Lesias this year, and I think these are regular. So this guy is giant, and it should start turning soon. I'm stoked about that. That's cool. These tomatoes, there is 100,000 tomatoes on this plant, it seems like. These are the ones that just turned that I just enjoyed today. So pretty soon these guys will start turning. More of them will start turning. So, oh my gosh, you guys. Ha! There, see that red? I see red. Haha. Yay! First tomatoes are always so dang exciting. Get to enjoy some garden goodness. Okay. All right, so this one I just picked is a beefsteak tomato. And the plant is huge, but this is good. I'm gonna enjoy this today. I'm gonna enjoy this one at dinner, I think. Cool. Cool, cool. Exciting. And these guys, I have to have a lot more shishito peppers coming on that I can pick. So we're gonna have to do another harvest of those real quick. Oh my gosh, real quick, because look over here. This is another shishito plant, and it is like full. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm gonna have to sell some of these shishitos because I cannot eat them all. What? This plant looks amazing. What a good day in the garden today is. Cool. This row of tomatoes, I just kind of weeded the other day. And these are all my late start tomatoes. So I had a panic attack when I thought I broke my spoon tomato. So I planted, there's one here, two, three more spoon tomatoes here. And a couple more. So this tomato right here that I'm pointing you at, that's a spoon tomato that got started really late, and this one is a spoon tomato that got started really late, and it is already producing also tomatoes. So I panicked because I broke my spoon tomato, so I planted, what, 5, 6 more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, and they're all doing good. So we're gonna have a lot of spoon tomatoes. So this pineapple, this one right here is a pineapple tomato, and they're not showing up super great in the camera, so I don't think I'm gonna spend much time doing this because the peas in the background are making them so you don't see. These two are doing really good. This one has some blooms on. It's also a pineapple tomato. I planted, what, 4 of those. And then I gotta water a couple of these because when we irrigate, it doesn't quite reach a few of these. So anyway, there's some tomatoes in the back that are coming up slower, and if we don't have a early freeze, I should get pretty good harvests out of those. If it doesn't have we don't have a early freeze. My blackberries, so they're starting to come on, you know, one by one. There's a few here, there's one there. They're not coming on quite enough that I can make jam or something on them. I do have other blackberry plants that I might need to go check out across the way, and maybe I will have enough to do a small batch of jam, but I gotta get out of this heat. I'm gonna go enjoy this tomato. Sorry, this video is pretty boring. It was crazy busy from Friday irrigating to my family reunion, which was really fun. It was really fun seeing everybody, visiting. I didn't film a whole lot of that because we were visiting. Wally's staring at me in the window with his toy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully the next video won't be quite as boring. We'll see what we can get into next time, but till then, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.